Hello, Hamish here from mortgagesonline.co.nz. I have got Casimira Monroe with me today.
Hi, Hamish.
A-grade property management. We're going to look at an actual example of this new tax on a property, whether it's still worth it to buy investment property or whether we should just, maybe sell up and run for the hills.
I think it's still worth it. I think in March, when the changes were first announced, there were a few people who were a little bit worried about how much more they were going to be spending potentially. But when we take a closer look at the numbers, we will find that it probably paints a picture that is not too bad.
Well, those numbers, let's start with 850 grand for an investment property, 100% geared. So no deposit down, you've got some existing equity. Rent, what can we expect for rent for something like that?
Around $600 a week.
Okay, $600 per week. Now interest, let's say interest is somewhere around $408 a week. Let's say you've got interest only. We're just going to do an exercise to show actual cash flow, right? And we're going to exclude maintenance and stuff. Now let's say rates, council city rates.
$50 a week.
Let's just go $50 a week on that. These are some just rough figures. Insurance.
$23.
$23 per week. And then property manager's fee.
Based on 8%, it would be about $48.
$48, and then you've got no hassle at all. You've got someone else looking after all the new crazy laws and stuff.
That's right.
Well, I should say nice laws for tenants, actually. More secure tenure. But anyway, after paying all of that, what do you reckon we'll have left over?
We will have left over about $71 a week.
Okay, so that's not bad. It's still cash flow positive, but the IRD obviously think you've got more than that because the government's new rule means that you have to pretend you're not paying $408 a week towards interest. So you're paying tax on $479 per week, and let's say if that was 33%, it works out to be somewhere around 8,900 or something. It ends up to be in the 8,000.
Yeah, it works out in the 8,000 range, but remember we are offsetting that with the $71 per week that we're getting, so we actually are subtracting that amount off, which will bring us to, in actual fact, about an extra $4,600 a year.
Right, so good point, yeah. So basically we end up with a net from your pocket, roughly you're going to be paying roughly around $4,000 per year, right? $4,600.
When we think about an investment property and on average what that property will increase by, looking at around 6% a year on an $850,000 property, that means it's going to increase in value by about $51,000 a year. And if we take off the $4,500 from that, it's still a big amount that you're making from the property, and it's still worth it.
Yep. And look, I mean, the thing is, I guess this will take time for people to digest because right now everyone's like, huge taxes, that's not going to work.
There's a couple of things with that, and that it is going to be phased in. So with properties that were purchased before March of this year, they will only start to take effect from October, and only in 2025 will it be fully in place. Properties that were purchased after March of this year, it will begin straight away. Also, these rules don't apply to new builds. So if it is something that people really want to avoid, then look at investing in a new build.
And and new builds also will mean hardly any maintenance.
That's right. Yeah.
But on the con side or the flip side, you sometimes have to compromise on the bit of land because you're getting a new home. New homes depreciate the structure.
That's right. Yeah, and a lot of also new builds might have covenants or body corporates that don't allow you to really do anything to add a lot of value to the property. So just something to bear in mind.
Yeah. So look, those are your kind of numbers, and thanks for coming in, Casimira. That has been nice.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
So hopefully that has been helpful for our viewers. Thanks for listening.
What do you think?